Ladies and gentlemen, we are in danger. Hisoka is going to play with himself. What's up, guys? Heil-Ly and here to do a breakdown / live reaction review to chapter 406 of hunterxhunter, which is known as Sacred Treasures. As a Seven Deadly Sins fan, that gets me excited. Also, a Seven Deadly Sins fan, that gets me concerned. What do you mean by Sacred Treasures? Was this a plot point that I just don't remember? Gosh darn it, 400 chapters of manga. Sacred Treasures. I genuinely don't know. I really don't know, but I'm kind of scared. Because Sacred Treasures can be good things. But, like, it looks like we're still following the troop, which means it may be bad. I mean, then again, they're literally hunting for possibly sacred treasure. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit excited, though. So, let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact. Yo, for some, I don't know, at least me, I was not expecting things to get, like, hard soloed in that last poll. Like, y'all bamboozled me. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Nobunaga's cool. I definitely get why a lot of people are trying to spare him, because then he still has ties to Uvo again. And while it has been a while since, like, the New arc, and, like, Nobunaga's got any real hyper-deep attention as a character, or even a reference to Uvo again, like, I get it. He definitely is the more important characters, but I thought Finks was more well-liked. Y'all sacrificed him so quick. I thought I was slick. I really thought it was slick leaving Bonolenov out of the poll, because, like, he appeared, and obviously it's not going to be Chrollo. So I was like, I thought it was slick, but I was like, let me just remove him, and then let me see if I can make it do. It was not difficult. Y'all love Phaeton, and y'all really like Nobunaga. I was shocked, because I think that poll was like 40%. No, it had to be more than that. It literally, I think, hold on. In fact, gosh darn it, I'm gonna literally pull it up. It bamboozled me when I saw that. I was genuinely losing my good mind. At first, I thought it was like, oh, early results, sometimes that stuff happens. Like, there's sometimes where a poll will go, like, super heavy in one favor and then immediately flip on its head or something like that. But no! I asked y'all, out of the 3 of the 5 spiders we saw in the latest chapter, if you had to sacrifice one to Hisoka, who would it be? And it was 65% Finks, dog. I think it's cool. Am I the only Finks fan in existence, y'all? Because it was 17% for Nobunaga and 18% for Phaeton. Which actually shocks me. I didn't even notice that. Really? Nobunaga, at least generally, out of the 830 votes, he's the most well-liked. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Oh, wow. But, that being the case, who do I think is going to go? Yeah, probably Finks. Probably Finks. I think, ultimately, he is, as someone pointed out perfectly in the comments on that poll, like, technically, he is the most expendable of the spiders. Like, then again, I forget, what is even Nobunaga's ability again? He's a swordsman. What is actually his ability? I don't actually know. But he's just a heavy hitter. And, like, we have those. We can also sack those. And also, I think he has, once again, kind of like the least narrative interest. Phaeton has the interest of being, like, from another country, a whole mysterious background on top of everything. Nobunaga has the ties to Uvo again, and obviously his background. But Finks is kind of just a dude. A guy, a fellow doing dude things. So, like, if we're gonna sacrifice just one, it probably would be him, if not Bonolenov. Bonolenov, he's like the most easy, obvious sacrifice, which is why I didn't include him. I really didn't include him. But y'all got me. Y'all broke my ankle. But let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 406. Hey, it's pretty cramped in here, ain't it? Well, we are moving through gaps between buildings, which is crazy because they're on a boat. Like, someone had to build this, dog. They were on a boat. It's shaped like a whale. Oh, by the way, Nobunaga, hold on to your sword till you get back. Even though I gave you authorized IDs, the soldiers won't overlook a weapon on full display. I mean, like, we know Nobunaga's powerful enough on his own. He doesn't, like, need the sword, but that's a little rough. That's a little... Taking away his main form of offense, like, at least Phaeton has an umbrella, which can hide stuff like that. It's the trick umbrella. And then, though obviously you probably would ask questions, why you have an umbrella in a boat where it don't rain? But, and Finks just has his ability, which, I forget what it's called, but he swings his arm and then determines the amount of power is behind his attack. But, well, even Nobunaga without a weapon, that's a little rough. Let's see what he says. Huh? Why just me? I went through all the trouble of making this. Maybe I'll turn back. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. I may not be built like that without a sword. But hey, I don't blame him. Like, that's the thing. If I did have tech, and I was so heavily reliant on tech, the moment you try to take the tech away from me, I would be like, whoa, wait a minute. This is unfair. I spec'd all my points in the sword skill tree. It's like in Kingdom Hearts 1, Well, it's kind of because you get a wooden sword, but it is literally like in Kingdom Hearts 1 where they take away the Keyblade and they're like, whoa, I spent the whole game getting this thing leveled up. Well, obviously not literally, but like I spent the whole game with this. What do you mean you're taking it away? Let's see. You're not even trying to hide it. Is it just a replica of us? It's just a replica of his sword. Who cares? Okay, Faker. What about your umbrella, dog? You'd be mad if you lost that. Let's see. Well, Tier 2 is full of inexperienced soldiers, so don't blame me if you get shot. Well, to be fair, I mean, obviously it'd be better to keep like a low profile, but I don't think, like, I think at this point, the entire troop that is still alive, mind you, is probably beyond bullet level worries. Like, I don't think, like, it's not like these soldiers have net. Do they? I think that's like a recent pop. They may be starting to get stuff like that, but I don't think. No. I'm thinking of something completely different. I think. Gosh, this is what happens when you review too many manga at once. The information just starts to overlap. I don't think they had. No, because the one guy, he got hit. So yeah, they are starting to get more like strangely net infused tech. I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on average, bullet ain't too bad. Let's see. Hey, this door. All right, from here on out, things may get a bit intense. About to go crazy. Let's see. I finally managed to listen to the Tokyo Olympics while at work. I'll probably get to Paris in another 5 years. Togashi Sensei, they aren't holding it there anymore. And also, at work? Togashi, do you have another job than this? Or do you go somewhere to make manga? Why does that raise so many? Why does that bother? Like, what do you mean at work? Oh, well, he may say whilst at work, as in, like, at work on the manga. Because, like, I don't know. In fact, that's the thing. Despite covering manga for literally years at this point on the channel, I don't actually know that much about the manga making process. Do they go into an office? I kind of thought they, like, especially by the modern day where a lot of work is done on tablet, or at least even in manuscripts, I always thought, like, the mangaka would typically work from home and then send in the manuscripts to someone who works in an office. Their editor or such, or even just nowadays, since a lot of manga is done digitally, like literally just send it straight to the editor and then they review and then bada bing bada boom. Maybe you go into an office? I don't actually know. If anyone who is more knowledgeable in the manga process, please let me know. I actually am a little bit interested with that. Well, let's see. Whoa! See, I've seen people complain about Togashi's art before, but like when the man wants to cook, he can cook. Like, do not sleep on Togashi. Is Togashi the best in Shonen Jump? Art-wise, no. No. Even peak Togashi will, like, I'm sorry, he may have left the game for a little bit, but he'll be back probably. Kohei Horikoshi's still too heavy a hitter. Murata, he may not be 100% consistent, but he's still too heavy a hitter. Togashi, he's him. Like, this art, it was beautiful. Like, the thing is that blows me away, and I always think about this whenever I do my own art. Like, it can take me upwards of, like, sometimes it can take 5 minutes. Sometimes it can take 5 hours. Okay, that's a lie. But, like, actually, I've worked on things across multiple days, but I don't think there's ever been, like, maybe there's been a single piece that took me, like, 5 hours. Like, maybe, like, one of my collages where I, like, made a whole bunch of individual drawings and spec them together. But, like, this, for example, this is based on a panel from God of High School. This took me, like, 30 minutes? Because I went all the extra detail on the hair, I did the cross hatching, stuff like that. And I posted it, but I know not many people are going to look at it or acknowledge that took 30 minutes. And that's me referencing something. Mangaka have to think of this, put it to page, sketch it out, and then ink it. Or if they're just a monster, a beast, and a creature, they just ink it straight, which is, I've seen it before, it's insanely impressive to me. But regardless, all that, for me to look at it, acknowledge it, respect it, and keep it pushing. Just, like, stuff like this is insane to just pop out and just be like, all right, here, weekly manga, let me just hit this real quick, and I'm going to be this is going to be a page you're going to look at for like 5 seconds and never think about it again. Let's see. This is the black whale's outermost lair. Outermost lair? Okay. But y'all, I forget how the black whale works. I thought the black whale was the biggest part, because like, outermost lair would imply that they're on top of the black whale. I don't think they are. There's the black whale's outermost lair. If you keep climbing, you'll reach the top of tier 2. Golly! So, wow, this place is huge. Someone built this. I get it. But then again, no. Because this was built by Kakin, right? This was built by that nation. This wasn't built by anyone else. So, like, how many hunters helped with it? Like, this was just people. How long did this take to build? I feel like they said it somewhere, but I forget. This is insane. Like, look at the scale. Because This is the staircase. This is the staircase they're climbing. This, like, they are not even the size of the pointer of my cursor. And I gotta go all the way up that. And that's just the gap between one tier. I'm not talking of all 5 tiers. Golly, gee willikers, fellas. Let's see. What's going on here? We got more lore. Let's see. Ugh. Hey, this brings back memories. Smells just like the cesspit back home. That's because the waste of 2,000 people is being dumped here. Whoa! Oh, not 2,000 people, 200,000 people. Whoa! That's nasty. Let's see. The recycling and sewage processing plant is located between tiers 4 and 5. Tier 5 is basically under the sewers. Ooh, nasty. Let's see. And it's Char and Shiyu who manage the plant, right? Correct. Controlling waste management can be pretty convenient. Yeah. And also, well, not even and also, great place to lose a body. Because who's gonna check where all the feces goes? Not you. Not me. And not anyone who's investigated. Let's see. Hey, but you're leaving the actual work to subcontractors. And get grunts to oversee it, isn't that so? And with subcontractors changing so frequently, there's no need to report everything to the higher-ups. Yup. You can get away with a lot of stuff down here. Could it be that the Heil-Ly are? Looks like I just found a reason to go back. It's like, I'm not doing this. Hey, they can kill as many as they like by posing as waste disposal contractors. Pretending to hire new employees, they can learn plenty of victims of the plant. Stage interviews in separate rooms, call them in and kill. From there, assembly line work. Being around you guys makes me feel like a model citizen. But, like, isn't that like, I don't know. I mean, I guess because I didn't say it before they brought up the idea, but, like, that is just the thing that I think of. I feel like, dude, you're in this line of work. Like, that isn't something you would do. Like, well, actually, no, I did kind of say it. This is a perfect place to hide the bodies. Like, dog. This is the grind spot because no one's gonna check here. No one would want to check here. Do you know how many people, like, if you were to tell the average person to go be a garbage man for a day, they would not want to do it. And that's just being a garbage man, not to talk about actually working in a garbage processing plant. No one would ever check there. Not even the finest detective, until the finest detective does one day. But still, great place to lose somebody. Let's see. Okay, I'll head back and get some info out of those guys when I see them. The rest is up to you. He's really going back. Got it. Anything to look out for in their hideout? Oh, yeah. The guys guarding the hideout has some counteractive ability. Attacking them triggers some kind of invincibility switch, so watch out for that. If it activates, you get forced out by the security robot style new puppet. The door from room A to room B on the map I gave you earlier is the warp point to tier 3. Hey, why are we only hearing about this now, you idiot? How are we supposed to deal with an invincible enemy? If it is only for self-defense, no problem. We just let attack first. Easy. Depends on how lethal the first attack is. Because, like, or what if they just don't attack you? Like, honestly, if I had an all-powerful defensive ability, I'm not hitting you. Why would I? Why would I bother? You need to hit me in order to win. I have no need to engage, so why would I? Give me a reason to, but yeah, swing that, like, legit swing. Oh, you are? Well, I'm not gonna swing against you. We can stand here forever, dog. But of course, like, Phaeton says we attack first, but realistically, he could just, like, walk around him. The only issue is walking through the warp gate and actually knowing how they're supposed to get to it. The question is, though, well, no, because we know if it is truly a warp gate, even if you destroy the wall, that's still the door. And, like, you probably just destroy the wall and end up in another non-associated place. So you do have to go through that door. That is actually, like, a really good, like, how are you meant to get past that? You aren't, obviously. But, like, how are they going to get past that? Because they'll need to interact with the door. Well, we know, you can send attacks through. So it is a tangible connection in space. Oh, let's... like, look at this detail, bro. Like, Togashi, what made you cook like this? And once again, all this background work, I give credit. And admittedly, I always, whenever I don't do backgrounds for whatever little comics I work on, I always say, I'm inspired by Tite Kubo, and I take his philosophy, where ultimately, blank background helps you focus on the characters. I am inspired by Tite Kubo in a lot of ways. I like, the way I do eyes is robbed from him. The way I do a lot of things are raw by Tite Kubo. If you look at my art style close enough, you will find a lot of JJK influences, a lot of Nomura influences, not necessarily Blue Lock Nomura, but KH Nomura, and you'll find a lot of Bleach influences. But and in a good chunk of similarly sense too. Obviously, it's like the four like main series I'm inspired by artistically, which is funny because I've only recently read Kubo. Like I only recently read Bleach, like last year. So somehow him sneaking his way into my art style is absolutely insane. But with that being the case, I hate drawing backgrounds, and Togashi is just going crazy on the backgrounds, bro. Like, what is this? Oh, that's right. He transformed the clam here. Beep, beep. And it's out of time. Beep, boop. But nothing changed. No one noticed. All right. Ooh, this guy. I always forget his name. Let's see. There sure are a lot of people here. They're probably here to see Hulkenberg off. The masters respected him after all. Where's Lynch? Oh, she said she had something to do back at the office. Those Heil-Ly guys escaped earlier because the soldiers got in my way. Be sure to catch them next time and have lunch. Have Lynch get the truth out of them. The fastest way to learn about their trap is to ask them directly. Underboss! Underboss what? What is this? Who's that? It looks like... It kind of looks like it. Who is this? Got the pocket note nose. Oh! Look, never mind. Let's see. She was discovered during a special patrol for Hulkenberg's funeral procession. Hey, I hear she was a member of ZU. That's why I contacted you first. Oh wait, no, that's a grown man. I knew she was a member of ZU. That's why I contacted you first. Thanks. Her cervical vertebrae were completely twisted and destroyed. It was done skillfully and with no hesitation. It's the work of a pro. With the conflict sparking up, it was likely the work of a Heil-Ly hitman. We'll handle the body, so there's no need to escalate this. Just to confirm, you parted ways with Lynch after Hisoka disappeared, right? Yes? I actually don't remember. Let's see. Yes. Both of us were knocked unconscious. If Hisoka was the real culprit, he would have killed me too. That's... I mean... he's weird. Like, once again, I wish I could say I have a solid understanding of Hisoka, but he's very, like, inconsistent in terms of how he acts. Sometimes. Kind of, sort of. Like, once again, I do find it insane that he found no interest in the Chimera ants. Oh, they're simply chimeras. They couldn't provide... What? Like the moment he as a hunter... Well, maybe... Well, I forget how... I literally just reread it, but I forget how broadcasted... Well, no, it was gatekept a little bit. Like, Hisoka was a hunter. Dog, you mean to tell me you didn't want to fight a single one? Just to see what it was like? Like, you just straight stood by? Dog. But let's see. Real culprit. He would have killed me, too. Good point. Could Lynch have followed Hisoka and got killed? No, I would have realized when I came to. Her body language was always made her feelings obvious. However, I was still a little bit out at the time, but looking back, it's true that she was weirdly calm. It was out of character for her to be worried about me after getting knocked out like that. So is Lynch Bonolenov? Or somebody else? Oh, is that Illumi? Could be Illumi. Could be Illumi. Oh, could be Illumi. Let's see. Someone else. Huh? Let's say Lynch was someone else. Huh? Wait, what? The real Lynch had already been killed, and the one who woke you up was someone else entirely. Are you saying someone was impersonating Lynch? It's just a theory, you know, a game theory, or a manga theory, but assuming it was Hisoka, what could his reasons be? Hold on. I'm trying to wrap my head around this. You're saying that wasn't Lynch, but actually Hisoka in disguise? But the height difference would be a dead giveaway. Although Lynch and I did talk about something like that. I don't think it's Hisoka. I genuinely think it was Illumi. Or, because, like, Illumi or Bonoleno? Bonoleno has shown the ability to copy people. And also, obviously, Illumi has. Well, not necessarily copy people. Well, I forget if it's exact. I know Illumi is more than capable, like, changing his body structure with the use of the needles. But I actually forget if he's ever, like, just straight up copied a person. But if I had to hazard it, like, why would Hisoka texture surprise himself to just disguise from, like, random fodder? Like, I don't think he would do that. But especially considering last chapter, he just said, oh, I'm going to go play with myself, which implied, as y'all pointed out in the comments, that he's probably going to go fight Bonolenov, or, you know, fight body bag Bonolenov. Wouldn't it make more sense to assume she was being controlled by a manipulator? True. I've never seen anyone who could alter their height at will. But even if Hisoka were a manipulator, why have Lynch wake up and say, I'm going back to the office. Having her disappear without a word would be more advantageous, because it forces us to consider various possibilities. True, but what if they were actually trying to limit the possibilities? Limit them? Yes. If they don't want us to consider all possibilities, they might have tried to limit our thought process. Then it would make sense to manipulate Lynch and to say those things. I always forget that technically no one knows. I mean, he tells everybody in the fights we see him in, but no one actually knows Hisoka's ability. A lot of people don't. Like, we as readers have seen and gotten explanations for a lot of the abilities in the universe. Like, on average, no one actually knows anybody for their tech. So, like, I hear Hisoka being a manipulator. I'm like, no. Bungee gum sure does have the properties of rubber and gum, but that's not one of the properties. Unless, like, you argue he, like, sticks the bungee gum down someone's throat and then squeezes it and pulls it in certain ways to make them say certain things and then tugs them along. Like, that's, like, way too complicated. But no, they just don't know Hisoka's ability. They know he's extremely powerful and he's clearly fought in Heaven's Arena, but, like, every single time we've seen him fight in Heaven's Arena, actually, did he explain it to Gon in Heaven's Arena? But again, that was a one-time fight. That was completely random that they may not have been watching. So, no one really knows Hisoka. Let's see. Tell me everything Lynch said back then. There may be a hint. Well, I'm giving you too much. If you couldn't tell, the voices are overlapping, and it's because I'm specifically not trying to go with specific reference voices for some reason. I'm gonna just start doing that once I get to like the next set of characters. Unless we stick with these two for a while. There may be a hint. Oh, well, I woke up to her saying, "Get up." Then she worriedly asked, "Are you okay?" Which seemed strange to me even then. Oh, yeah, that's right. After that, she clearly said that guy was Hisoka. I see. That was the line meant to limit our thought process. Wait a minute. If we were assuming Lynch was actually Hisoka, but if it wasn't Hisoka, then who the heck was impersonating Lynch? Illuminator Bundle let off, or an unknown third party. Let's see. Lynch was killed because she saw through the fake Hisoka with her ability. And you were spared so that you could relay the lie that Hisoka was here. Yeah, that's true. Because I think, yeah, he did offer. I'm pretty sure he offered Lynch. Let's see. The fake Hisoka manipulated Lynch to deceive me. But who on earth would do something so convoluted? Both the culprit and their motive are quite clear. They're searching for Hisoka and don't want any interference from the Mafia. So... Illumi? I'm still thinking. Let's see. Ooh. Glorious King Chrollo? Let's see. The fake Hisoka assumed that if the Mafia found him first, we would hide him, allowing them to carry out their search unhindered. That's exactly what's happening. But this is all based on a bunch of assumptions and inferences. The only facts we have are that you and Lynch found Hisoka and then Lynch was killed by someone. But if that someone is in the Phantom Troop, then it would spark a conflict with Char. And that's not a fight we should start based on mere speculation. No matter who the culprit is, we'll avenge Lynch, right? Of course. Y'all ain't avenging nobody. Y'all are the sidest of side characters, right? Y'all ain't avenging nobody. Let's see. Chrollo, what you doing, my boy? Uh-oh. Yeah, Spaghetti-O. Let's see. Man, what did it, Togashi, you always make Chrollo look extra majestic, dog. Like, he does with Chrollo what I do. And notably, I actually don't see it too often in manga. But if you'll notice, look at Chrollo's hair. Admittedly, it's inked, so it looks better. But, like, and then look what I did with Deiwi's hair. You see how I went out of my way to, like, line in every individual strand? Typically, that's not done. Like, in fact, let me see. Let me go to a character with black hair. We had Nobunaga and Phaeton earlier. This is the perfect example. This is inked. Like once again, if I were doing it, and I would explain how I do it in like Procreate, which is the drawing software I use, I would draw the shape of Phaeton's hair, and then ink drop it or paint bucket it black, and then go in and do the whites afterwards. Same thing with Nobunaga. Ink drop it black, go in and do the whites afterwards. But with Chrollo, he legit, like, maybe this is still that, but the way it's drawn here, and the way the negative space of the white is used, it looks to me he did the exact thing that I do whenever I want to do extremely detailed hair. He went and did every individual strand, which is crazy, dog. But once again, it adds to the level and majesty that is Chrollo. Let's see. The funeral procession. Wait, let me be more serious. Clearly, this is Hulkenberg's funeral procession. It should probably be more serious. The funeral procession will be passing through shortly. Large crowds are expected. As we pray for the prince's soul, we ask that everyone pays their respects quietly and in an orderly fashion. Uh-oh, he's got skill hunter? Who is this? Book page. Naruhi Mangite. Kono dial 6700. Disgusting telephone allows you to search for your ideal partner using the Conquered cell phone. After inputting the criteria, a 6 to 20 digit number will be displayed. When dialed, you will receive instructions. Interesting. I wish we could. I mean, honestly, I take an entire side manga of Chrollo just collecting abilities, bro. Where does he find this stuff? Obviously, it's just Togashi being like, what's an interesting ability to give Chrollo? Boom! And then he just thinks of it. But, dog, when did you do this? What time? Because notably, while he had his Nen shut down by Kurapika until the Exorcist got to him, it's not like he lost his whole record. So this could be, a really, really old ability. Well, let's see. The person you are trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please try again later or attempt to contact them from a different location. Your remaining number of calls is... ... Wait, what voice did I give Chrollo? Think, brain... Sora! It's me, Riku. That is not, whatever that was not Riku's voice. But I think I'm gonna go with that. Let's try it. I still can't find them, even in a crowd this big. Come to think of it, it was the same as in Heaven's Arena. Should I change locations and try the same number again? Or maybe loosen the conditions? It would be riskier, but I could go to a tier 1, where the succession war is ongoing. There should be more Nen users working upstairs. In the succession war, Nen abilities are granted through a ritual. The candidates then use those abilities to fight until only one remains. And the succession war involves the Kakin royal family's greatest treasures. Those 3 sacred treasures are what I'm after. Okay. So we do finally learn Chrollo's motivation directly for being here. It isn't just to hunt down Hisoka, but also to just straight get more treasure. What does he do with the stuff, though? I always forget, they collect it, and they use it to get more stuff. What do y'all do with it? Do y'all eat it? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, right. The ceremonial urn used in the Succession Wars the ceremonial urn used by the Succession Wars participants, the seed urn, the Go Shintai watching over the Succession War, the Zen Buddha, interesting, and this treasured sword of succession passed down to the next king, the blade of divine guidance. Ooh, interesting. So, but if they steal any of those, remove them from their respective places, does that mess with the Succession War? Are the true, or by really Chrollo, are they gonna jack things up massively? What happens? And once again, there still is the lingering yet heavy-handed thread that hypothetically Kurapika and the troop could still run into each other. Especially if Chrollo's big behind goes up to floor tier 1. If he wanders anywhere near Wobble's room with even a hint of that Nen not suppressed, Kurapika is gonna be like, wait. Kurapika's gonna tweak out. Spaghetti-O. You may not want to head to tier 1. You just got exercise, but you may not want to head to tier 1. For your own safety, big bro. For your own safety, you may not want to go there. Ooh. The Mafia has probably informed the royal family of our presence on the ship. Even if we claim we only want Hisoka, they won't believe us. And the truth is, we're also after the treasures. That would be the most natural something. Why else would you be here? Obviously Hisoka, but why else would y'all really be here? Because notably, once again, they don't actually know the beef with Hisoka. They don't know that Hisoka's run around slaughtering troop members. They haven't told anybody that for obvious reasons. So the most natural thing to assume if a group of thieves was on your cruise ship is to assume that they're going to steal something from the cruise ship. The big question is, though, okay, you get your hands on them. Are you just going to hide until you get to the Dark Continent, or do you have a way back? I have no idea what their plan of escape is. Seeing as we don't know if they kept the treasures together or dispersed them to reduce the chances of them being discovered, we've used our hunt for Hisoka as an opportunity to search the lower tiers thoroughly. They would never keep it in the lower tiers. I thought, what kind of idea was that? However, seeing as neither the military nor Mafia changed their movement since learning of our presence, it seems unlikely the treasures are on tiers 3 to 5. And I still doubt they're on tier... Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the king has them all. Or at least has them all hidden throughout tier 1, but he probably just keeps them with them. We don't know how powerful the Kakin King is, and it's entirely possible that one of them is on Beyond Netera, or at least kept with Beyond Netera, because he's yet to really do much. But I wouldn't be shocked if someone of his caliber, presumably, is chilling with one of the Divine Treasures as sort of like a binding vow of sorts, or a Nen contract with the King of Kakin. Let's see. They must have set up a ritual site as a focal point and enshrine the treasures there, which means they can only be on tier 1. That was the most natural assumption from the fact that they were Divine Treasures. The fact that you assume they were anywhere else is kind of crazy, Chrollo. Let's see. The treasures are the foundation of Kakin's prosperity, so they'll be heavily guarded, more heavily guarded than the king himself. Well, they'll probably be heavily guarded by the king himself too. Let's see. It truly is the ultimate prize for a thief, meaning it perfectly fulfills the conditions needed to evolve Skill Hunter. Ooh, Chrollo, you're still seeking evolution, my boy? Okay, seek evolution. Let's see. I need rare and powerful abilities if I'm going to defeat Hisoka. Really? Okay, so I've been hearing a lot, and I mean a lot of debate about Hisoka versus Chrollo. Like, ever since the fight first came out, I had heard a bunch about it. And then I had gone and read it, because I caught up to hunterxhunter way back when. And then, obviously, hunterxhunter went on break for a while. But, like, recently, 6-minute video breaking it down and stuff like that. And I've seen a lot of debate on whether or not Chrollo could have won in literally any other scenario. And now, with a statement like this, I think Hisoka would just beat the brakes off of Chrollo now, normally. Like, if they were not in a set position where Chrollo, well, maybe not beat the brakes off of, but I think Hisoka would win more often than he would not. Because the fact that Chrollo he has no reason to lie to himself here. Obviously, he's thinking to himself, and Hisoka's nowhere nearby. The fact that he says, I need rare and powerful abilities if I'm going to defeat Hisoka. But before the usual activation conditions, I must steal a national treasure. He still thinks, despite his current bag, and of course it's because he lost Black Voice, and he lost, what is Topi's ability called? I forget what it's called. Gallery Fake. He lost Black Voice and Gallery Fake. So obviously, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, because he lost those 2 keys, which are very essential to defeating Hisoka. Since both of them died, essentially those 2 skills were removed from Skill Hunter. But that means on average, if he did not have that prep time, he was cooked. He needed to think of that whole scale plan to be mostly confident that he could win, which implies that if Hisoka does find Chrollo before he meets the conditions to evolve Skill Hunter and get more powerful abilities, Hisoka is likely beating the brakes off of Chrollo, which is crazy. Like, typically, Chrollo's kind of in the discussions of being, like, outside for obviously Meruem and the Royal Guards, and obviously, like, Adult Go and stuff like that. He's, like, and Netero, and Ging, and also Partisan, strangely enough, because once again, we just don't know enough about the rat, but he's, like, implied to consistently be in top 10 discussions of the whole verse easily. Especially, like, after the interactions that he had with Zeno and Silva, like, a lot of people just have him up there. Me too. But for some reason, I never thought Hisoka in the same regard as Chrollo. But these statements, I don't know. I know the Hisoka fans are, like, rubbing their hands together and clicking their heels, bro. Like, this is crazy. Let's see. Balancing these 2 opposing goals is becoming increasingly difficult. Patience is a virtue, but I can't afford to wait around. I'm taking the risk of encountering Hisoka before I'm fully prepared for combat, but it's not a significant concern for me at this stage. Okay. So it still is more 50-50. It's more 50-50. He wants more to get that guaranteed victory. So hold on. Hisoka fans, my apologies. I may have been clicking too much. Stop clicking heels and stop rubbing your hands together. Maybe this is still 50-50. But it's a little bit up in the air. It's a little bit up in the air. Let's see. The alternative plan is already in place. The spider will survive, even if I die. Oh, this is this, and we're at the end of the chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call thumbnail material. But interesting. Who will become the head, though? Who will become the head? Illumi, I guess? I mean, he's likely the most powerful of the remaining spiders from that scene. That is interesting. Get down. But, I don't know, Chrollo. I don't know. I feel like the spider will get a whole lot weaker if its head gets cut off. Let's see. That is the fearsome spider that I designed. 2 of your legs have already been ripped off. Bonletov is likely going to get ripped off. And I don't really see anyone else in the troop except for Illumi himself likely running a fade with Hisoka and living, other than maybe like Phaeton. I would say Nobunaga, but it really is just Phaeton. I don't know, dog. Chrollo, you may have a little bit too much faith in this weak behind spider. Let's see. That is the fearsome spider I designed. I don't know why I make Chrollo's voice so breathy, but it feels like it should be that way. I should. And you know, I told my dumb bubblegum self to go listen to Dub Chrollo. And I have like a loose recollection of how it sounds, but I don't know off the top of my dumb piece. Let's see. Bring, 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 bring. Oh wait. Gong, 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 gong. Those are his people, and there's his body. All right. Woof. This is it. All right, this is the end. The person you are trying to reach has been located, but they are currently out of the NAND signal's reach. Please change your location and try again. The remaining number of calls is up there. Like I thought, up there. The funeral procession begins. The spider turns its eyes upwards. Where? Who? I forget. Who's he calling for? I have no idea. I'm genuinely confused a little bit. So please help me out in the comments. But overall, W chapter. Once again, we're still in the setup phase. We're building. We're really building to a massive conflict. And notably, this is a massive conflict in a couple different ways. It's a massive conflict on both the Succession War and the Spiders front, and Hisoka obviously being part of the Spiders duology, or not duology, but he's a big factor in the Spiders' motivation right now and how they're going to act and operate. And I say this because, notably, they are under the assumption or the lack of information that there's just a funeral procession, Prince is gone, whatever, don't matter. But we know Hulkenberg has a plan, likely to get back into his original body because of how his ability works. We know that. And it's very likely that he has a certain plan to resurrect, if you will, while also taking out First Prince Benjamin. And that's obviously going to play out here at the funeral procession, somehow, some way. I don't think they're literally going to bury him, or I don't think he's going to wait that long. If anything, I could see him using, Hulkenberg specifically, I could see him using this as an opportunity to gain great fever and great fervor within the people of Kakin, and gain more loyalty, and by proxy more power and more abilities to use, or more availability to use his power if he performs a resurrection here, quote unquote, where he comes back, the true prince, the risen king of Kakin, you know, something like that, where he can change everything and have all these people, all these witnesses bear witness to his resurrection, to his rise. Especially considering whatever, I forget the guy's name, but the guy who Hulkenberg switched with has now likely reported back to Benjamin and likely executed him. So the rise would happen, and a big factor of his competition would be taken out, and no one would be any the wiser. Because we know, at least by this point, enough time has passed that it's likely the poison has left his body. So while Chrollo has his own objectives that he's trying to get done, obviously Hulkenberg has his own objectives that are going to play out. So I'm excited to see what's about to go down. However, if you went all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave Headless Spider. Headless Spider in the comment section down below. And then thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also do have a Patreon down below, or you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the live reactions of the series I happen to review, and free variations of all my videos, and becoming to a $5 Patreon and $25 member. You can order whatever video you want. Also, I do a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans for a short video, 20 beans for a long video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members: Zara, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, Glacier XZ, and G Prosper. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 members: A plus A, Ignil Lind, Kevin Encarnacion, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members: Fine, Austin Wimberly, Uchiha, and Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members: AZ Void, J Warrior, and Robbie Uchiha. And I'd like to give a big old thank you to our $10 patrons: Overlord Zero, Waki Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final gracious gargantuan thank you to our $100 That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin Elder.